Since images are treated as external references, you're not able to edit them from within AutoCAD. That being said, AutoCAD does allow us to change how images are displayed in a drawing. In this lesson, we'll adjust the appearance of an image. On my screen, I have a 3D example. This is a concept for a wooden toy. It's a rubber band powered catapult. If you'd like to view this object in 3D, hold down your Shift key and then the middle wheel on your mouse. As you drag the mouse, you can orbit your view around the part. I'm going to release both buttons, and then I'll come down and click this 11 by 17 layout. The geometry that we see on this layout was extracted from that 3D model. As you can see, we've got a front view, a right side view, and a top view. I'd like to add a rendered image. Since we're talking about image display, I thought it would be best to use a layout because this will give us the most realistic plottable view of the image. If you look at the layer control, you can see I have already created a layer for the reference. I'll move up and click the Insert tab, and then I'll click Attach in the Exercises Files folder. I'll select this image O2 wood toy and I'll click Open. When I place this, I'd like to specify the insertion point and scale. I'm going to keep the relative path and I'll click OK. I'm now holding the image at my cursor. I'll click to place it in the drawing. I'll drag it out the size and I'll click to finish. Now I'd like to move it over just a little bit. To do that, I'll go to the Home tab. I will launch the Move command and I will select the image from the edge. I'll pick it up from the lower right corner and I'll drag this over to the right a little bit. Now let's talk about some of the image display options that we have. If I select the image in the Contextual Ribbon tab, you'll find some sliders that control the brightness, contrast and fade. To change these values, you can drag the slider left and right, or you can change the number at the end of the row. My favorite setting is fade. If I drag this to the right, it'll select the image back. This is a great tool to use if you'd like to draw on top of a photograph. Let's change the fade value back to 0, and if I move down to the Options panel, we'll see a toggle that I can use to hide or display the image. Since the image is an external reference, I can click this icon to bring up the External Reference Manager. Here is the attached image right here. AutoCAD uses the same manager for all referenced files. If I drag the slider left and right, I can see some statistical information regarding this image. If I select the file name, I can make changes to the information down here in the Details area. Any setting that is not grayed out can be changed. Probably the most valuable setting we have is Saved Path. Since we're working with a linked file, in the event this image is moved, I could click in the Save Path setting and then use the ellipsis button to point to the new location of the file. If I right-click on the file name, I can unload or reload this reference. I can also use this menu to detach the reference. This is the best way to remove a referenced image. Now I'd like to bring this back. So I'll make sure my cursor is here in the layout and I'll press Ctrl Z to undo. I'll then close the External Reference Manager. Take a look at this border around the outside of the image. This border will match the properties of the layer that the image is inserted on, and it will plot. In my case, this drawing would look much better if this border was hidden. To hide the border, I can go to the Insert tab, and in the Reference panel, I'll open the Frames menu. From here, I can choose to hide the frame, display and plot the frame, or display but don't plot the frame. This menu is used to control the frames for several reference file types. I'm going to select Hide Frames. Now, even though that frame is hidden, AutoCAD still knows it's there. If I create a crossing window, AutoCAD will find and allow me to select the image. At this point, my exhibit is finished. I'm going to double-click the mouse wheel to do Zoom Extents. As you can see, using AutoCAD's toolset, we can easily change the appearance of a referenced image. Using the Frame menu, you can even hide the image frame, giving your image a borderless appearance in the drawing.